Blog Talk Radio.
FUI report with Hollywood and Boss right here for you, 6:01 Eastern Time, 5:01 Central Time. We're here, brothers and sisters, to electrify you today with the best in the world of FUIs. And now we're joined by Hollywood Alex. How you doing this evening, brother?
Oh, man, I'm good, brother. Chilling, just got finished eating barbecue, you know what I'm saying? You know, my stomach is on swole. But it's all good. We have a great show for you today, and we hope that you enjoy Dick Shenanigans of the FUI report, Sunday at 5 o'clock. So, hey, got anything you want to put out there, brother? Any strange?
First one, oh, brother. I will say this, our favorite FUI this week, J.R. Smith, did about 5 things this week. Is that right, brother?
Oh, God. Just doesn't know when to quit, brother. I'm telling you. Just doesn't know when to quit. That dude right there. I don't know. He makes it, I don't know. He makes being an FUI an art form. I mean, what can we say? I mean, the guy, first he's pulling shenanigans with you-know-who, and he's untying shoelaces on the court, talking about anybody can get the pipe. Like, really? Come on, dude. Ridiculous. This guy is just a highlight of FUIs in the NBA. What can we say about him? I don't know. What can we say about him without getting in trouble? So to speak.
Yeah, that's always the key. Not getting in trouble. But
it's like you get scolded because people say that you're mocking their career, or but just like I say, we're really not downing him. We're just pointing out the obvious. And that's basically what we do. We don't down anybody here. We haven't downed You Can Get the Business. We haven't downed Mr. Smith, you know what I'm saying? We haven't, downed their career. They do what they do. They're free to do whatever they want to do. But when you pull shenanigans, quarter off, whether it's on the studio or off, no matter what you're doing, with the cameras are rolling or off, when you pull a shenanigan, it gets reported in the media. You better believe we're going to pick it up and we're going to speak on it, because that's just what we do. And you know what? We have the right to do so. We have freedom of speech, and we've got the freedom of the daggone press, and those are our God-given rights and liberties, and we're going to use them. We're going to use them. So you might as well get used to it, because it's not going to stop. Now,
yes, sir.
we've got in Florida apparently wore a condom wrapper costume to school. If this was actually now, I think that as a Halloween costume, especially being in high school, where premarital teenage sex is rampant, teenage pregnancies are rampant, I actually believe that it was a good idea as well as a PSA for you to protect yourself, whether it was funny, whether it wasn't funny, doesn't make a difference. It was a costume, but at the same token, I think it's fairly important that somebody take a stand and you know, stress the importance of protecting yourself if you're going to have sex, especially if you're young or if you're in high school. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be irresponsible. You don't want to ruin your life, ruin your career before it even gets started. So you protect yourself and hope for the best. That's being responsible. So I don't think that it was necessarily a bad thing that he wore the costume. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it was a well thought out PSA, and he thought about he was going to push the envelope and see how far he could go. But the schools, being how the schools are, they sent him home because it was sending the wrong message. Remember, we have separation of church, school, and state. So
right.
That's why that was the way it was. So once again, people, goes back to our laws again to why this young man was sent home.
I don't think he should have been sent home at all. I think they should have paraded his behind all around those high school halls. Say, look, somebody actually gets it. Whether it was a costume or not, whether it was funny or not, doesn't make a difference. That remains the same. Young people, protect yourself. Go for it. You understand? So that's just the way that was. What else we got, brother?
A Washington man roams neighborhood naked and calls himself, quote, Joseph from the Bible.
What? Wait, what was that? What? Say that. What?
A Washington man roams neighborhood naked and calls himself, quote, Joseph from the Bible.
I don't know about Joseph from the Bible, but you could probably definitely call him PCP from the hood. Maybe wet from the vial, formaldehyde from the juice, bucket naked, whatever you want to call it. Maybe he was smoking that legal. You heard about that? Like these guys are now smoking legal marijuana stuff, and it actually says, like on the package, it's not for internal use. You know, it's basically packaged as incense. When you pour it out, it really looks like weed. So these guys roll it up and they smoke it, and next thing you know, they're walking around zombified, ripping their clothes off or doing something goofy. You know what I'm saying? Leave the crap alone. Stop. Please. Do it for yourself. Okay, now you got the knucklehead walking around after he done smoked some wet juice or some, whatever you call it, PCP or whatever you call it. He was walking around, he thinks that he's Joseph. Okay. be the drug war. Now, we got a guy here that's an early panhandler, confronted after being caught driving a 2013 car. An elderly confronted after being caught driving a 2013 car. Now, I'm not one to knock somebody's hustle, but a lot of times, that's what it is. I know they had a lot of guys when I was living in Dallas. They had a lot of guys who got out on the street. Of course, you have to get a license to panhandle. You can't just get out there and do it. So when I think, I have to get a license to panhandle, that means that's a legitimate money-making thing. Like, you get out there and legitimately make money panhandling. So when you got a guy who's looking like he's down on his luck, as we've seen, ratted down clothes, he's out there and he's collecting money, or he has a cleverly written sign. If you think about it, day after day with people giving him what? $5 or $10 here or there, maybe less, maybe $1 here and there, every couple of minutes. You think about it, you know what I'm saying? Some of these guys who are out there panhandling actually make, like, for instance, I know somebody who knows somebody who ran into a panhandler, and this individual actually told this person that we know that they make $40 an hour. You hear what I'm saying? $40 an hour. That's pretty good money. You know what I'm saying? You're making $40 an hour, you're banking. So, of course, I can see a lot of these panhandlers driving these newer model cars. They, just like a shift, they get right off of work collecting their dough in costume on the corner, and we're silly enough to give it to them. Hey, then they get out and they get in their Jaguar and speed off to the north side. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a such thing as using discernment and using better judgment. That's what I have to do, because I love to give. But I don't want to give, you know what I'm saying, to somebody who already has the money, and that's what they're collecting on us. Like, we're being pimped. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, bro. What you got, man?
A Georgia man arrested for flashing women under a bathroom stall.
How hot was it? Oh no, I'm just trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he was hot. Maybe it was hot out there, or maybe he was on that crinkle juice. Maybe he was on that PCP. I don't know. Man, I don't know what it is about these cats. They get on that wet and they just want to jump out their clothes, man, but it's not cool. And keep your damn clothes on. Ridiculous. Oh, my God. Anyway. The cops mistake a man's okra plants for marijuana. Now, let me tell you something. Now, this is what I believe is to be another case of the cops getting at your business. It could have been anything green, string beans, ragged pea, you name it. It could have been anything green, and they would have went in there and said, "Hey, man, that's weed, man." Under arrest. But it was okra. Really? Okra? These cops have truly lost their mind. There's no mistaking no okra plant for no weed plant. I'm gonna tell you straight out. You know what I'm saying? That was just getting your business. for another one?
Go ahead, brother.
Check it out. You can't be serious. Man sentenced to 4 years in prison. I'll say that again. Man sentenced to 4 years in prison for murdering his friend who poked his girlfriend on Facebook. Is that crucial? I mean, is it that crucial? Maybe I ought to watch my damn back. Because I got a lot of female friends who I poke on Facebook. That's crazy. I mean, it's not even a real poke.
Exactly.
Maybe he was mad because, I don't know, maybe he rubbed it in saying that, yeah, man, that's why I was poking your girl on Facebook. Really? Not that crucial, people. Now somebody's going to jail for life because he overreacted to his girlfriend getting poked on Facebook. Brother. Ridiculous. What you got, Chief?
And New Mexico meat enthusiasts accused of smuggling over $30,000 worth of beef jerky now heads to court facing 20 years for larceny.
Man, really? For smuggling beef jerky? Is that serious? Dude, I never knew snapping into a Slim Jim would get you that type of time. I never knew it. So, I guess let me sum this up. Anybody out there thinking about smuggling Slim Jim, you need to think twice. I think that this is the only case that we will hear probably in this decade like that. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope not. That's ridiculous. Here we go, brother. You wrote random ridiculousness. A woman digs up her father's grave in search of his will. And she says he would have been okay with it. I don't think he would have been okay with that. Okay? It's not okay to dig up your father's grave and search for a will that probably isn't even there. I guarantee you. When people say a lot of times, yeah, he's going to take that to the grave with him, I don't think that they had a will in mind. I don't think your father would have been okay with you doing an Indiana Jones treasure hunt in his gravesite. Not cool. You're an FUI. My good friend, they had a picture that I saw on Facebook. And I got to tell you, it pretty much made my stomach turn, but I could have only imagined what her friends who were surrounding her felt like. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about people, the cheerleader, who is in the middle of a cheer. And, of course, they do this acrobatic thing. We've all seen it where the cheerleader gets thrown up in the air. She does maybe a flip or a twist or a turn or something like that. But in this case, brothers and sisters out there, young lady decides to take a Hershey squirt dump. Yes, stomach might have been on bubble, could have had diarrhea, but the thing is, you were supposed to tell somebody so they could have replaced you. Air, and there's nothing but chocolate milk coming out of her skirt. Okay? Really. And all you can see was her teammates on the ground looking up in absolute horror because somebody's Mississippi mud is about to hit the fan. You know what I'm saying? Come on. Running out the way because they see Mississippi mud. Ridiculous. I mean, their faces look horrified. And I can only imagine I would have been horrified as well. If I looked up and I saw in midair raw sewage plummeting out of her skirt. You know what I'm saying? Like, where was the warning? Where was the, my stomach hurts, I don't know if I'll be able to. Well, we can fix that. But, man, I'm talking about it wasn't even a loaf. It was just splatter. Her butt exploded. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Oh, yeah, what about this, dude? And I'm going to let you go ahead. Tampa cops warn against thieving zombies, man. That's all I got to say. That right there is self-explanatory. That's just, could Tampa possibly be an FUI country?
It's in Florida.
What? I'm serious. Cops warn against thieving, not zombies, but thieving zombies. Yeah, Tampa, FUI country. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. What else we got, brother? Oh, my God.
A Florida man with Tom Brady's helmet tattooed onto his head arrested for possession of narcotics after trespassing in front of a community center.
Oh, okay. I mean, just when you think that you've topped off for the minute, seriously, I actually thought that I topped it with the exploding behind cheerleader, like a cheerleader with a bomb in the butt. Apparently not. I thought I went to the left when I told you Tampa cops warned against thieving zombies. I thought that was something. Once again, I got caught by the Bossman. That's ridiculous. This is crazy. This is crazy. And folks, like, we've got a lot more. Like, I haven't even gotten into the actual links that I've received. You know what I'm saying? Ridiculous. Okay. Speed racer. What? Speed racer and his girlfriend beaten with bat by 3 thugs after flying through the country hood at top speed. My first question to you, good people out there in Radio Land, was this the actual speed racer? Was it a speed imposter? Speed Racer, Trixie, Monkey, and Correct? Like, was this the real Speed Racer or impossible? My second question is, how did the three thugs stop Speed Racer if he was flying through the country hood at top speed? And what kind of super thugs are these? Maybe they're mutant thugs. Maybe we should call them X-thugs. You know what I'm saying? Superhuman thugs. And they beat him and his girlfriend with a bat, saying, look, this is our hood, and you can't be flying through it. Especially not with the monkey in the car. Now, Bossman, I'm pretty sure you saw this video with Raven Simone. For those of you who don't know who Raven Simone is, Raven Simone is the actress / entrepreneur who played Olivia on The Cosby Show when she was a small child. And she had a show called That's So Raven. It says, light-skinned lady lover, Raven Simone, tells Oprah she refuses to be gay or African American. Now, through the light, I understand where she was trying to go with it. She's basically just saying that I will not be a label, nor will I be a stereotype, nor will I be a labeled stereotype. So I refuse to be this gay that they call me. I'm just who I am. I just love human beings, and I happen to love women. Whether they like it or not, you're African American. African American, that's what they call you. That's what you are. Why don't you just say that you're black? I mean, is that fair? You're black. You don't want to be called African American, you know, but I mean, it's not going to stop anything. Look at you and say, hey, it's Raven. Would you like to be called Octoroon Quadroon? Mulatto? That sounds crazy. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants. It is what it is. You're black. You are an African in a. Ridiculous. You know, ridiculous. What else we got, brother?
Air Canada warns pilots to stop taking porn into the cockpit. So we have pilots taking porn into the cockpit.
And you wonder why they're falling off.
They must stop.
You understand? You got to drive with two hands. You have to use two hands when you're operating a plane. I've seen it. If you're not driving, you're operating the mechanisms, brother, that are on the ceiling of the cockpit and all these little mechanisms that you have to operate the plane effectively. You cannot do that if you got your left hand holding the magazine and your right hand going for the strokey doke. Leave the magazines at home. Better yet, when you need to use the bathroom and you have your co-pilot, doing what he has to do on the plane, take it with you there. Don't look at it while you have people flying. I know that's why we have an abundance of plane crashes. You never thought that it would be because some jerk-off is in the cockpit reading Playboy and Hustler and Blacktail. One of my personal favorites. Anyway, stop the madness and keep our flying passengers safe. You understand? And is that good enough? Jeez. Oh, boy. Here's one that we have right here. Jeez, help us. Catch a fade. 2 Australian kangaroo thugs caught on camera fighting in the hood over turf. Boy, this is my hood, said the kangaroo. Ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Two Australian kangaroo thugs? I never knew kangaroos were thugged out like that. I never thought that kangaroos in Australia would be even repping for the Crips and Bloods like that. Really? Or whatever they have over there. Ridiculous. You want to hear something really funny?
Yeah.
Did you share, brother, with our listeners our radio industry critique summary?
I did not.
I really thought that was fun. Ladies and gentlemen, for those who aren't in the know, when you're on the radio, you get a critique. I never knew that. You get a radio industry critique study. Guess what we got? We got a B plus. A B plus, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we got. Not bad. It's not bad. I'm not complaining. You know what I mean? FUI report with Bossman, Alex. Overall grade B plus. Now let me share some things that these guys attempted to share with me. Can I do that?
Go ahead.
Got time?
Oh, yeah, we got 12 minutes to go.
All right, check this out. They said we need to broaden the scope to attract more random and unique listeners from all over. Well, I don't know how much more broad to be, because we're attracting just who we need to attract. When we go on the show, on Sunday, and we actually have FUIs listening to the show and writing us for the input. I don't know how much water or more broad you want that to go to. It is the FUI report. And if we actually have FUIs listening in, writing us, sending us emails, then I think that we have targeted the audience that we need to target. Really? Does that make sense? Because you would never believe we actually had FUIs even listening to this stuff because it hits so close to home. But it's apparent that FUIs like FUIs too. People are people. But, you know, the thing is, Boss and I, we can take constructive criticism. I just wanted to fill our listeners in on some of the things that we got critiqued on. Next, it says, stay away from dangerous language. Now, I don't know what kind of language out there has caused or have a heart attack or a stroke. You know, I never knew that the word gun could carry a gun. I never knew that you actually get the hell beat out. You know what I'm saying? Over the radio by using language that would be considered is dangerous language. That's language that causes danger, apparently. Well, let me tell you something out there, brother. We've never been in danger for anything that we've said. We've never recanted, and we've never taken it back because we have the facts. What's going on in the world is what's happening. Our language, or when our listeners hear us, FUIs and all, their ears don't bleed, their eyes don't bleed, they don't suffer from any illness when we speak. Nobody gets shot in their house when we talk, I hope. So, you know, stay away from that. Shy away. I mean, tuck your tail between your legs. Shy away from poking with the autorita. Who is the autorita? Who's the authority here? Who's the authority, boss man?
We don't have an authority other than the
that
FCC.
Was clarified. And just the fact that they use the word poking, shy away from poking with authority. Well, I'll tell you one thing. The authority can poke without me. They can definitely poke without the boss. Okay? Shy away from poke. Shy away. I don't want to do it because I'm shy. I don't want to poke with authority because I'm shy. That makes sense. Stray from mocking others' career choices. So if a guy is a burglar, I mean, you know, and he's trying to climb through somebody's window and he falls on a knife, you mean to tell me we shouldn't make fun of the way he did, how he did his job? That's his career. Be a burglar, but the dimwit fell through a window and landed on a knife or air or anything. We're supposed to say, hey, great career choice, brother. Instead of working for yours, you choose to break into houses and be a klutz. Can't even do that right. Gotcha. Make a better effort to show FCC restraint. What is that? What is it? Restraint. Restrain what? I'm going to go through this real quick. Don't openly mock FCC restraint. Woo! Avoid racial words that offend races. Have we done that? Probably. Incorporate better guests. Like who?
Exactly.
Like who? This is not the type of show that we actually incorporate guests. the guests, for the FUIs whose names aren't being named.
Exactly.
We're just showing the actions of what these people are. We don't need a guest. Generate more content. Just like I said, this is the FUI report. That is the content. Institute a greater effort to promote the show harder. Let me tell you something. Bossman is on his social networks day and night promoting these shows. I mean, aren't you? I've seen it.
You're correct.
Just check your social network. He's online promoting the FUI report, promoting all his shows during the week, the sports shows, everything else. Not to mention, wrestling show is coming up soon. You got to be patient. We're going to do it again. So I don't know what they're talking about. Clean up flow errors. No. There is no flow error. Check sound levels in background studio. What studio? There seems to be constant ruffling and shaking that the mics are picking up coming across the air, so please be mindful of that. Will you please be mindful that we do these shows from our phone? As long as our target audience hears what we're saying and knows what we're getting at, we're good. How about that? Now, to cap off this FUI report, it just goes to show you that even the people that sponsor us are FUI. So the FUIs are definitely everywhere. Definitely everywhere. Just like we told you in the past, we'll continue to tell you in the future, FUIs are everywhere. There are sponsors, there are bosses. There are sometimes our wives. It might be our kids. You know what I'm saying? You never know. FUIs are everywhere. They listen to us. They write us. You dig what I'm saying? They could be in bed with you. They could be at your job lurking. They could be driving your car. Mm-hmm. They could be asking you for money. They could be fixing your breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You never know, brother. And now, just to come to find out, you don't think that what we're saying is true, they could be sponsoring your radio show. So you never know. So we're always on point when we're bringing these FUIs to you because we want you to know that they're out there. You understand? They're out there, boss man. I try to tell them.
Every week you try to tell them. Every week.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's real out here. Well, you got anything to add to that, brother? Because I don't know. I don't know.
I must say, when I got the critique in on Tuesday, I laughed. But as you broke it down, they are also wrong, which is why we will be back at the same time next Sunday, 6 Eastern, 5 Central, with the FBI report. We have a lot of material for you that we get throughout the week. You will hear the best of it next Sunday, same bad time, same bad channel for the Hollywood man. It's the boss man. We out.
We out.
And if you don't know, now you know.